Okay, we're back. Okay, after doing the philosophical insert 20, um, we're going to do 21 in regards to the ascended masters, right? And how they're able to descend into the physical body and ascend back into the spiritual body. So it's this plane in between. You want to call it the program, the grid, or what have you. Yes. And I'm I'm prone to think for myself that these things have occurred in remembrance, right? To remember. You know, when you look at the scope of the historical documents, artifacts, just hardcore historical evidence, right? In stone, papyrus, what have you, right? All the way back to Mesopotamia, you know, epics of Gilgamesh, the Enuma Elish, Bhagavad Gita, the Vedas. Like these things are repeated remembrance of historical doctrine of the lineage of ascended masters. You know, this is from coming above, so below. It's a remembering, it's a returning type of situation, or the the thing that everybody is questioning more days that nowadays that I see is the coming back, right? The return, right? What the majority needs to realize that the return isn't of a spiritual nature. Excuse me. The return isn't. Uh, Forgive me. To the source. You know, the return isn't a return of a physical nature, a physical body. This coming back, this return is of a spiritual nature. Here, you know, people like say, why do you say up top all the time? And I'm like, should we look up in the air, in the sky, this and that and the third? That's the metaphor and the analogy of it, yes. And I see things that fly, it reminds me of my thoughts, my mind, and where they should be, above and not somewhere in the gutter, right? Or below. Your thoughts. Means you can physically be in a place, right? But your mind should not be of that place or of that space. You see, it's a difference. You know. But again, this return, this remembrance, this lineage of ascended masters is for us to return, to the spiritual part of ourselves. We must return to the spiritual part of the source of what makes us one, that makes us all, that makes us above, and to rise above below. The earth is a lowly plane. Ascended masters must elevate above this plane. And it can't be done by any sure fate of man. Everything that man looks to do is going to be of a fleshly desire to do. The need to control, the need for power. Right? In order to get to a space to return, remember, and rise above in the spiritual way. It's like I said before, one must deny themselves, lest yourself be tempted by the ways of the flesh. It is a letting go that has to take place. Letting go of control, letting go of desire, letting go of the need of power, remembering what the flesh desires, an ascended master already has. There is no need for what is all of source. Have no need. For which is in itself all in source. So it's a remembering, a returning, regenerating, and charging, empowering up that inner energy to source. The art of letting go is the way of an ascended master inhabiting a physical body. We must remember the art of letting go, holding on to the things of this plane, of the physical, ties us to this plane of the physical. And the cycle of returning to this plane of physical, temporal things. Remembering as an ascended master, we want it to be as it is, ever present. It's the state of an immortal God. It just is. It has no desires. What is already is from within. need not the things of this realm, for they are temporal. You don't want a past, you don't want a future here. That makes it temporary. You want to separate yourself from that you are present, are, and is, and are all things, have all things, with no need. Freeing yourself from the physical embodiment of this prison is the mission. Most would say, well, when I perish or pass away, then that's when I'll be able to master the art of letting go. No, you need to master the art of letting go as an ascended master well before the body withers or perishes away. It needs to be a constant state of present of letting go. Letting go has to be constant, meaning in any element or twinkling of an eye, your energy is ever present on the extended master's level and ready to ascend. Not holding on to, okay, well, you know, I've got to plan this trip 5 years out. I've got a party I have to do, this and that, third, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say that there's anything wrong with making those kind of plans, but those are distractions to keep you focused, to leave a cycle of suffering, less coming back where you want to come back to. Right? Or we want the Christ to return. What would the Christ be coming back to, returning to? In itself, see, things, see, and the perplexity of things. It is important to know that grand universal ascended masters level is not easily attained. There's a struggle, there's a suffering, it's a remolding, recasting your spiritual mold of your macabre body, your spiritual body, reclaiming that. But it's not gonna come in the form as people expect it. The expectations of men are flesh expectations. Their spiritual expectations are as they are. Meaning not having any expectation other than knowing the expectation does not exist. Remember, for ascended master, they have no desire or need. They are all of all. Um, I also like to interject from the philosophical lecture 20, and this is 21, that there are other ascended masters that have come, right, historically. Um, Lord Thoth, the feathered serpent, Quasimodo, right? These are ascended masters as well. You know, the Emerald Tablets. They've come, they've taught, they've taught, they've left things behind, instructions to follow. You know, here I am, and there they were, getting back to a place. Like, well, if they descended and then ascended, can they redescend and what? Tell us again? Show us again? When it's all within. If you're already part of the legion, yeah, if you're already part of the legion up top, and you're part of the lineage, this royal lineage of ascended masters, you only have to get yourself outside of distraction and go in and break away from, the desires, the lusts, the temptations. I know I've had a lot of temptations. Yet, but something that you are ever present. It's just something about it. It never leaves you. It's always with you. It's always the voice, your inner voice from source pulling you back. Like, no, no, that's not you. That is of this realm. That is not you. You are an ascended master. You are ever present. No, don't do that. And let's say that I did. Like, at some point, the understanding that goes above man's understanding is that that wasn't you. Source knows the real you. See, this is all illusionary. Spirituality within is visionary. Holding on to things. Yes, but again, the Ascended Masters is a lineage of descendants that have descendants. I like that. Ascended Masters are a lineage of descendants that have descended, that have came here and befriended many other Ascended Masters in the flesh, right? That couldn't quite remember, but they were getting them back to the source to remember, you see. And all the way back, I said to Lord Thoth, Yeshua, Enoch, you know, it just, you know, getting back, you know, these things to break away from the cycle. Right? I'm gonna step away and do another insert. Uh, that's also very important. 310, okay, we got 40